Hey, how's it going? I want to get you ready for your load up, right? So we're here, we got a truck, and we are about to load up to head to Virginia. Now, loading up to go somewhere that is, 1,500 plus miles away is much different to doing something that's locally. However, it never hurts to pack as if you're going far because you never know what might happen on the road. Anyway, so first and foremost, if you get a truck, this is a 15-foot truck. This is the smallest truck that comes with the ramp. Now, if you'll notice, I purposely don't have this hooked up. The reason why is because it is the most common thing that I see people loading all the time. In fact, I actually, on my way here to head for the load, I saw a customer with a 26-foot truck, which means that they had a lot of loading to do and they had to ramp down. I see it all the time. So first and foremost, put that up, pull the ramp out all the way, and then you can hook it up. In fact, here, I'll go ahead and hook it up now. I did this on purpose. So all you do is, if you're by yourself, I usually will put one arm over there. And then if you'll notice, I'm kind of using my leg on the other end, if you're tall enough, and then just get it hooked up. And then boom, it'll hook right into these little hooks here. Sorry, I'm doing selfies, so it's a little harder to see. But anyway, so there's a few different strategies that help when doing a loading of a truck. So first and foremost depends on what you have. If you have movers and they're doing, then okay, fine, let them do their thing. If you want to assist your movers, and if they allow you to help, then the biggest thing that's going to save you time, because you're paying them by the hour, and money, of course, because you're paying them, is grabbing small things that can be filled in little pockets. So as we're bringing out the big furniture, the couch, or filling up the attic, there's always gaps and holes. Now, please don't try to tell us what to do, but put something there that you might be like, hey, it'll go there. Allow us to show you our skills, okay? But just take it and bring it here, and here, and here, and even just right by the end of the truck there. It's very helpful. It saves time, and it allows us to focus on packing, because sometimes there's a mental shift that goes on from having to go in, wrap up furniture, bringing it back out, and then you got to hop into Tetris mode, right? So if you have a self pack, right, this is how you want to do it. Is depend on how many people you have. But if you have a large team, I'm usually used to doing damn near every job with a two-man team. I'm not a big company, right? So it's usually me and one other. If there's a big move, we might bring on one other guy. But for the most part, everything's a two-man. But if I had the option to have multiple people helping out, multiple different skill sets and physical abilities, this is how you want to do it, right? So I'll have my weaker players, less knowledgeable players, bringing out the small stuff, what I just told you, like bringing out certain small things that can fit here and fit there and in little pockets, etc. Second thing that inexperienced people can do, but physically capable can do, can be a carrier, right? If you can carry furniture out, if it's something like lighter, like a nightstand or a dresser or something like that. If you have tight turns and you need the experience to be able to maneuver, and et cetera, et cetera. Then if you have people that know how to pack, or if you can show them how to pack up and wrap up furniture, then you want to have them doing that. If the smoothest move possible would be like this, I would have one Tetris guy in the truck, one person that just knows their Tetris thing, knows what they need, knows how to make suggestions or requests on what to bring out. Then you got the packer, you got the runner, which you usually have two runners, because if you have big furniture pieces, then you have them running stuff, and then you have people inside. Or one person, one very capable person, can prepare everything inside so that the runners can keep going. Now that would be the smoothest move possible, and everything can just flow naturally. You have someone up there wrapping up furniture, maybe tidying up boxes, and their main goal is to keep the runners moving, right? As long as you have endurance to keep moving, that's their job, right? And if one of the runners needs a break, they can swap with the packer if they're physically able. So that's how you load up a truck, you know, as far as like the manpower, the roles, and all that sort of thing. Now there's mover terms for all this, but that's irrelevant. But when it comes to, I guess, while we got you here, might as well. So this is how I load. There's a few different loading strategies for how to load a moving truck, right? Me personally, most of the time, I will start with maybe either chairs or something awkward, also something fragile. I will fill up here, and then I'll plug pockets of anything from foldable chairs to maybe a fan. I'll break the fan apart or put some lampshades. I'll put it all up here and then fill this mom's attic as tight as possible. Now, if you have a Penske truck, you're not gonna have a mom's attic, but you know, then you gotta do what's called platforming, which is a strategy where you stack up like some base, like you may have a dresser that comes up to this bar here, and then maybe a set of boxes, maybe a line or a row of boxes, and that might stop about here. And then you may have a chair that'll fill that top hole. Now, you don't have to really worry about that, but sometimes I'll bring the chair out, I'll set it up so that it's touching the roof, and then measure where I need to stop in order for that chair to go and fit. And then I'll build the base up from there. Because I'm not gonna put 2-3 boxes here and expect a chair to fit only in maybe six inches to a foot. And then you just kind of go from there. Base, boxes, BS, or miscellaneous furniture. That's how you do a load. Now me, I use the wall method, where I build out from, it's awkward doing it backwards, but from here to here, I'll build the line, I'll stop, and then I'll do it flat. And then it will go flat, and then boom, I'll build it all the way up, and I'll do it flat. And then I'll start again, and et cetera, et cetera. Now, sometimes people do what I call bookshelving, and it's where they might put like a mattress like going out this way, and then they'll do a dresser next to that, and then boxes, and they'll do base, boxes, VS that way. However, I do think that that's harder as far as trying to have quick, even lines so that you have a nice, smooth, tight pack. So, yeah, I hope this was helpful. I always have blankets. So, as far as blankets, while I got you, this is a long video, but Then there's wrapping techniques, right? So then you can do a tight pack where you have everything already pre-wrapped up, shrink wrap, everything perfect down to the dime. But then sometimes you want to do what's called draping, and I always leave some blankets on here for draping because it's good to have. But if you're also doing just a real quick, I'm trying to get from point A to point B, then you bring something on, a dresser, etc. You throw a blanket over it to cover the crucial parts of it, and then you keep it moving. And blankets is mainly there just to make sure that you're not having wood on wood or glass on wood or just certain items rubbing and scratching against other items. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below, and like, share, subscribe, and have a great move.